Hello, this is AstrologerCoach Sonja Francis, and today we're going to be talking about the upcoming full moon in Capricorn on July 3rd, 2012, at 2:53 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, which is the East Coast time in the US, and 11:53 a.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time, which is the West Coast time in the US. So the full moon is always about an extroverted time, an emotional time. It's about something that we experience in relationship to another person. And with the full moon being in Capricorn, there's this need for balance between our outer world and our inner world. So the outer world being, our career or our jobs or how we want to be seen in the outside world, and our inner world being our feelings, our emotional world, the things that make us, vulnerable, or that give us a certain sense of safety. So there's this balance that we kind of have to strike between those two poles. Now, this full moon is particularly interesting because we have Pluto connected to the moon in this particular full moon chart, and Pluto is very powerful. That's the planet of power. So as Pluto is conjunct to the moon, this full moon is very much about empowering ourselves and getting connected to our power and how powerful we are. Now, we can do that in two different ways. Now, one way would be to kind of experience a power struggle within a relationship, and to kind of grab power from the outside in. The other way is to actually tap into our own inner power so that we can feel powerful from within. So the power moves from the inside out rather than the other way around. Now, how can we empower ourselves? How can we tap into that power? One way to really empower yourselves is to focus where you have actual control. So when we focus on the things that we don't have actual control over, which are, other people in our lives, situations, our job, our boss, an institution, something around us that we don't have actual control over. If we focus purely on that, we're actually disempowering ourselves, because when we feel helpless or when we feel that we can't make a difference, then that doesn't feel very good, and so we feel disempowered. Now, if we can actually put the focus on the things that we do have control over, which is mostly ourselves, what attitude we have towards the things that we encounter in the world, how we communicate with other people, our thinking, our actions that we take, how we take care of ourselves, how we communicate our feelings, things like that. These are the kind of things that we do have control over. How much education we have in terms of where we want to go next. If we're taking the right actions to get to where we want to be going. All these kind of things, we do have control over these things. So actually focusing on the things we do have control over is very empowering, and it empowers us. And when we feel empowered from within, then we can actually make a difference in the world, and then we can actually also empower other people. And this is very important. When we grab power from the outside in, we a lot of times we disempower other people, we overpower other people, or we destroy something. When we use power from the inside out, we actually empower other people, and we actually make something grow, and we manifest things. So this is a very important distinction, especially for this full moon, because it's a big part of this full moon, with the moon being conjunct to Pluto. So we have to really pay attention to how we use our power and use it wisely, because we are a part of a greater whole. We are connected to everybody around us. So the other planet that's a really important part of this full moon is Uranus, because Uranus, not only is it in a challenging aspect to Pluto in this full moon chart, it also is going to station a couple of days after the full moon. So what does that mean? When the planet stations, it usually becomes more powerful in the sense that we become more aware of that energy, and this energy is more in our faces, and we're getting to see what this energy is affecting in our lives. So with Uranus, that has a lot to do with freedom. It has to do with breaking away from other structures, from old structures that no longer work for us. It also has to do with breaking away from cultural structures, from society structures, from family structures. And we're being asked to move towards a place that that gives us more freedom on an individual basis and on a global basis, and to also connect to something new, to something that feels different from what we've done before. So with Uranus stationing a couple of days after the full moon, all of that is going to be much more prominent in our environment. All of us will get to get in touch with that energy on some level. So the question is, how are we? What are we going to do with that energy? How are we going to use that energy to our best benefit? And the question is also, are we willing to make real changes in our lives? Are we willing to let go of some of the conditionings that no longer serve us, of some of the structures that are no longer healthy for us, on an individual basis and on a global basis, on as people? So these are the things that are part of this full moon, and things that we're going to tap into. Now, the other thing that's part of this full moon as well is the Neptune Chiron conjunction in Pisces. And with the Pisces energy, we're always being reminded that we need to focus on love, unconditional love, universal love, compassion, understanding, empathy, and being really kind to ourselves, and really understanding that everything is interconnected, that we're a part of a larger whole, that we're really, we're all breathing the same air. Every breath that we take, and every breath that we breathe out gets taken in by somebody else. And we're having this interconnectedness with the trees, with animals, with the planet, Everything informs everything else. So it's very important for us to heal that, and to create an awareness around that, and to understand that we need to pay attention to compassion. We need to pay attention to unconditional love. We need to be kind to ourselves and to other people. We need to be kind to our planet. So all of this is part of this full moon, and what we're being asked to focus on is equal relationships, and bring equality to relationship issues. We're being asked to being of service in the world, to not just take for ourselves, but to also be there for others. And we're being asked to empower ourselves and break away from conditioned structures that are no longer serving us. So these are the main points or parts of energy parts of this full moon. Now, one thing that helps me a lot when I feel, I'm things are changing, and things are shifting, and maybe I feel a little overwhelmed, maybe I feel a little scared, maybe I feel like it's all a bit too much for me in that moment when things are shifting and happening. The one thing that I try to say to myself is, I can only do the best I can, and I do the best I can every day, every moment. And I say that to myself so that I can take the pressure off a little bit, so that I can really get more centered in, I'm already doing the best I can. I don't have to push. I don't have to hide. I don't have to, run away or start to scream at the top of my lung. I'm already doing the best I can, and that's enough. That's good enough. So when I tell myself that, that is usually very helpful. So maybe that can be helpful to you too. The other thing that I already mentioned in my last video during the new moon 2 weeks ago, which I want to repeat, is that when you feel scared or when you feel overwhelmed, it is very important to keep breathing into your heart center. It's very important for us to stay open, because the moment we start to tense up and the moment we start to uh, cling on to the old or cling on to the things that that are seemingly are shifting, then we are actually not in the flow of life, and we're not doing ourselves or anybody else a favor. So really opening our heart and just breathing into that space can really relax the mind, it can relax the body, and it can be very helpful in being present as well. And being present is very important these days. It's very important for us, especially this summer, to just take it one moment at a time. Don't look too far ahead. Just take it one moment at a time. All right, so if you have any questions about this full moon, please feel free to email me. I'll be happy to support you as best as I can. My email is Sonja at AstrologerCoach.com. That's SONJA at AstrologerCoach.com. And if you want to do a reading with me to find out where in your life these shifts and changes are taking place, or how you can empower yourself more fully, so that you can move forward with these changes in a powerful way, please feel free to reach out either via email, or you can go to my website and check out the services that are available on my website at astrologercoach.com /services.html. And if you have any questions about my services as well, please feel free to ask me, and I'll be happy to advise you what's a good fit for you. And also my blog, my weekly blog, I really feel very strongly about this weekly blog, because I think it's a really great, powerful way for people to get connected with what the energies are doing every week, and how they can support you in a powerful way, and how you can align yourself with what goes on, so that you have less resistance and less suffering in your life. So please feel free to check out my blogs either on my website at astrologercoach.com/blog, or you can subscribe to my blogs as well via FeedBurner on the website. There's a little window where you can put your email address, and then you can click subscribe, and then FeedBurner is going to send you an email so that you can confirm your email with them, and then you will receive every Sunday evening. You'll receive an email directly sent to you that has the weekly blogs on them. So you have that in your own email box. All right. So that's it for today. Have a wonderful full moon. Enjoy, and keep being open to the excitement that is happening now this summer. Within the next couple of years, we're really at a turning point, as in our individual lives, but also as on a global level. And this is very exciting. So keep up the excitement, keep me moving forward, keep stepping up, and keep taking it one moment at a time. All right, we'll see you soon. This is Astrologer Coach Sonja Francis. Goodbye.